Okay, so I think this, out of all Fan Fridays, has ruined my composure more than anything else. Like, it's so brilliant and amazing, yet the coolest idea ever. So the comment was, I wanted to do a metronome battle, but I decided that that wasn't interesting enough, and that's just, like, then you see a 6v6 Delibird, and if all they use is present, and if this is an entire present battle, then this is the greatest battle of Pokemon ever, because it's still, aww. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Wait. Am I? I'm not even sure anymore. Okay. So, is this extra new levels of RNG? That it's all random and speed ties? No, wait, no, it looks like it's going, no, wait, it might be. I think it's all speed ties. Because the one that went last just went second, the one that went first. We got paralysis. And then the double. Oh my. And look at that strategic switch right there, guys. So, oh, that's actually so BM to switch in the middle of these bounce turns like that. Because now the whole thing's ruined. The whole sequence is ruined. But at the same time, this could backfire, maybe? I'm not in a good enough mental state to try to, oh god, and a paralysis. Okay, never mind, because the paralysis can reset the reset with the reset as you switch the set reset. But now you're getting a free bounce. I am like so disappointed, yet okay with the results. Because imagine that. Imagine if it was only a present battle. Like, that is the new level. That is better than Metronome. Because you can start, like, healing your opponent and stuff. You're doing anywhere from, like, 10 to 80 base power. Or doesn't present go up to 100 or something? Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see... Oh, why didn't we see this when triple battles were a thing? Ev Blaze, why didn't you get a friend and just, like, freaking 6v6 triples Delibird throwing out present RNG all the time? This is even crazier. Because, like, technically, switching does make the timer all weird, but then bounce also can be inaccurate. The paralysis effectively does the same thing. What's the strategy behind a 2v2 bounce? But why Delibird? See, this is why I'm disappointed. He got my hopes up. It could have been any other Pokemon that get, like, what's the weakest Pokemon that gets bounced? That would have been a lot more interesting. Because it's like, oh yeah, now we just have, like, these random garbage Pokemon just throwing out bounces. Did Magikarp get bounced? So what I mean is, get like the weakest Pokemon bounce and then do this. Don't give me Delibirds where I'm thinking, yo, it's gonna be present RNG after you tell me you just didn't want to do a metronome battle. Also, I've completely lost track of this entire battle because half the Pokemon aren't on the field. Sometimes all the Pokemon are on the field. There's a status that can come through with the bounce. There's just names. That's the only way you can identify this. Looks like our current state of the battle is... Yeah, that's happening. And like you also have to predict the speed to then select the target to target the target. And a turn you're switching is a turn you're not bouncing. So that's gonna be another spring up. I don't even know what's going on here. Commentary is worthless at this point. So I think we're on our side, there's an advantage going on. Because it's only one Pokemon down, the opponent's missing some health, but also has that paralysis in there. However, paralysis... Is that a good thing? Because if you're the slowest Pokemon, then yes, paralysis like double RNGs this. Because if you're the slowest Pokemon, then that means you're going to guarantee the hit. And if you switch with that paralysis Pokemon correctly, and you do it on an... Yeah, like if they're bounced, no, that means you switch into the hit, and then it doesn't matter. Also, the Delibird's always getting two-shot. So, yeah, what happens if there's a bounce scenario where it's just a one-hit KO every time instead of these two-hit KOs? But then the paralysis doesn't matter. So being slower means you're guaranteeing the hit, but you are getting hit yourself, or you're risking that unless you pull some shenanigans. Unless the opponent's paralyzed and then gets paralyzed. I don't know how... For some reason, everything I have said so far sounds completely wrong. Yet... instinctually correct. If you understand what I'm saying here. that there's only so much commentary can do in this situation, and there's so much nonsense going on that there's really no way of even attempting to explain what is happening. But with my knowledge of Pokemon and my understanding of shenanigans, Fan Fridays, anticipation of how the game works, I feel like I'm representing it fairly well. There's a lot more dead air than I'd like to have, because, like, that's how I value my content, you know? I watch a lot of other PokeTubers and stuff. There's, like, a lot of really just awkward dead air. It's like, nah, gotta keep talking. Some people get upset at me for it, but that's why else would we have commentary? Yeah, see, nothing's happened. There's nothing to commentate about. Eventually, there's gonna be, like, a 3v1 or something, and then that one Pokemon is gonna win just through, like, sheer RNG shenanigans. I'm trying to, like, and so much is happening in an active state that maybe if I could pause the battle and think about how bounce worked for a second, that could work out. Because if you go first and then last every time, like if you win every speed tie and then you lose every speed tie, that means like you're unstoppable. And then that means the opponent's just getting punished the entire time. But also it could go the other way around. And then the switching with the desync, like now that it's all desynced and stuff, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But yeah, like, so when it comes to dead air, it's like, well, yeah, that's the whole point of a Let's Play. It's about the commentary. There's the long plays, which are no commentary, which some people are into. And then whenever I do, like, anime reviews, people get mad at me that I'm talking over the anime. Well, the thing is, it's about copyright. That if I'm not talking over the anime, I'm infringing copyright. And that's because kids are just spoiled these days and they just want to get free stuff online. But, this is definitely something else. Now, here's a fun thought, or here's something interesting. We're only halfway done with the battle. Now, nothing's happening. I think we've had like 0-sum turns after that first turn. Because now with the desync... Wait, does bounce select... Like, yeah, you have to select a target with bounce. So, if one's going up, but it's outspeeding while the other one's coming down, when the speed tie could have happened. So yeah, there can be 0-sum turns in these like crazy ways. And I'm wondering how it snowballs. I'm wondering, like, where the strategy is to where, like, what offset you want against the opponent's offset to have the highest optimization for winning. Because right now, it looks like the opponent is just getting bodied. I don't know if it's possible to come back from this, if this is a nature of how balance works, if it's just bad RNG for the opponent, or if it's actually a secret advantage, because then that puts you in a situation where you have to worry about less RNG, because there's less things, like, you have less to deal with, so that means your RNG could go better? I honestly don't know. Wait... Struggle? Are we actually at that state of the game? That's another interesting aspect of this. That in theory, having a struggle Pokemon guarantees damage in the correct speed state against bounce. And then struggle can miss because of bounce, so you're not taking the recoil, but then you're missing the miss. But it's guaranteed damage. However, it's not enough damage to KO. Like, that'd be something else interesting. So much like how if bounce could one-hit KO or something, if bounce plus struggle was a KO in itself. But it looks like it's not. So it doesn't seem worth it at all unless the Pokemon you hit with struggle starts struggling itself, therefore takes the recoil. But right now, it's looking really bad for the opponent. So it's 4v3, I believe. And the opponent has paralysis. Ooh, there's a paralysis. That means you're vulnerable. You just lose now, but the other Delibird is paralyzed, so he could have full paralysis while up and bounce, which means nothing's going to happen. This Delibird's already... Did I already miss that struggle? I don't remember, because you can't keep track of these things. You know what I want? I want, like, some kind of savant that just can, like, run all the calculations of this and understand every outcome of this. Like, I think that is where true mental gift should be used, is understanding the current game state of 4 Delibirds using bounce. What, does bounce only have 10 PP as well? But we've been through 24 turns. So yeah, I guess that is reason. Oh no, we got some Lepa berries in the house. What is the items? I feel like leftovers would be the most unfair thing, because technically you could get enough, if with good RNG, you could get all your health back that you lost, or survive like 4 bounces if the numbers line up correctly. That's kind of silly. But now we're getting too many avoids. Like, there's the chance it misses. The Delibird that goes last strikes strongest. This is such a mess. But it also wouldn't be the most impossible thing to set up if you think about it. Because if you get all these wild Delibirds, and then you just use, speed. Carbos? I haven't done EV training in a while because I'm just waiting for the Nintendo Switch game. But if you do the speed, and then you get everyone's Delibird at the same level, then that actually should be fairly doable. Like, I think you could just catch 12 Delibirds and get their speed and hit point stats relatively the same for this to matter. I think that's actually a possibility. Without actually, like, an insane amount of work. So where's the present Delibirds? Come on. Or, no, I was about to say, or you could Gen 2 clone glitch, but I don't know how that works with bounce. Because I guess if Delibird learns bounce through level up, that's doable. But then all the Delibirds you're getting aren't going to be the same because they get a different role for IVs. But then you just get like 30 Delibird and you should have some usable Delibird off that. And since how many Dittos did I try to get with perfect IVs? I think I caught like 200 Dittos. And when Pokemon Red and Blue came out to try to get a 5 or 6 IV Dittos. I mean, this is not beyond the realm of possibility. Wait, are we in a 1v? No, I don't even know how many Pokemon are left. Oh, it's a 1v4. Yeah, so it looks like that snowballed super hard. Is the opponent going to be able to hang on, though? Oh, that's bad. But there's the paralysis. This is where the numbers start getting weird. So that's going to be a switch out. You can't have your... Wait, I was about to say you can't have your paralysis. But paralysis guy's in. Everyone's on a one-shot. So that's going to be the... That's we... Kind of? No. This turn doesn't matter. Except that matters. Target... But if you don't target... It's like, who do you target? You target the paralysis guy. Because there's a higher chance right there. Because now you're going to win that speed tie and he goes down. But now the opponent just gets a freebie. Oh, but there's a paralysis. That should be game. Unless it misses. So yeah, that's where that gets bad. And see, this is what I mean about the paralysis kind of being the end of it. And the game ends. So, I don't know if I'm disappointed or not. I'm gonna look up bounce. Because I haven't cared about bounce. It was one of those moves, like, it's neat. Also, if I look up bounce, I get all these other things. Bounce. Oh, it only has 5 PP, max 8. Really? See, bounce is a move that was like, it seems cool in its own way, but why not use fly? And then it also only has 85% accuracy on 85 power, and it's like strange the Pokemon to get access to it. So yeah, like, boom, hop hip with bounce. It's a grass type. You probably just one-shot each other all day long. I don't know, something like that. Breeding is that. Bounce is move tutor. Really? Okay. So then I guess you'd move tutor. Okay, never mind. Never mind. All right. So bounce Magikarp. Why was it bounce Delibird and not bounce Magikarp? Really, bounce has been a move tutor since Platinum. See, this is how little I care about bounce. So then what was the event, Gyarados? Gyarados event or Magikarp event? I think that was just Cherish Ball. Waterfall Thrash, Ice Fang. So yeah, it's a Magikarp event. And I think that's just the shiny then. I don't know. So Ventex, Splash Bounce. So yeah, that's what I was remembering. I remember that, like, the shiny Cherish Ball Magikarp. So if you see a Cherish Ball not shiny, it's hacked. But why would... Actually, yeah, because in this current format, you can't use a 2015 Pokemon in Sun and Moon format. It's just weird. Because, yeah, people, like, suddenly all the top VGC players had a Cherish Ball shiny, even though this was an event held in Taiwan with a serial code. So it was one of those things where, like, that bounce Magikarp just ingrained itself as hacking to me, but it's still a possibility to get that. Now I'm just like randomly clicking around to try to figure out what's going on in my life. So yeah, Okay then.